Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is the 3rd of June, 2024. It's 11 a.m. Central European time. There are lots of people in chat. Good morning to Mags, Hidden Agendas, Bullish Bull. Good morning to Peter, Velvet Rope, and the rest of you. Only you is here as well. Good morning to you all. We are back fully refreshed here at Crypto Warehouse and ready for a very exciting week. The question of the day is, are we going to hit $70,000 and have a test of $70,000 today? We're going to have a look at the Bitcoin chart, Ethereum chart, and I believe the XRP charts today. I'm going to tell you what we need to be looking out for. There are some very key prices for Bitcoin that we need to take and hold. We have run at 69,000 4 or 5 times and failed to hold it 4 or 5 times. We have to hold this line, but we're going to go through that. We've got some X files, we've got the bull flag. What is the maximum price of Bitcoin going to be this bull run according to the experts? We're going to look at why Vitalik is vital. This is the headline of the day, by the way, Vitalik to ETH, and why I think personally he will not be at Ethereum moving forward. $3 trillion XRP. Are we going to see that as a market cap in the future? Are we going to see an altcoin rally? We're going to go over something which, again, not sponsored. It's called Hamster Combat. I know nothing about it. I pick an article on the show and I don't read it before the show, so I can be as surprised as you guys about the content. So Hamster Combat, no idea what it's about. We're going to cover it. It's not sponsored. And then we're going to do a channel update. We've been streaming now on various platforms, some of them now for a year, and we're going to change direction with some of the content that we make for our channel, and we're going to go through that at the end of the show. So at least we're going to get through the news and everything else before we get that. So if you don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch it. Unforgiven, great film. Probably one of the top 5 actors of all time. Clint Eastwood, by the way. Peter was watching just before he tuned into us, and Clint Eastwood is amazing. Now, for those of you that don't know, his son is also an incredible actor, if you get to check him out. Now, trust is the theme of the day. Trust in the process. Trust in the process of Bitcoin, crypto, adoption, regulation. Trust the process. Crypto can become very boring. We can trade at the same price for 2 months. It's a process. We are never going to go up in a straight line. We're never going to go straight down in a straight line. It just requires patience, but more importantly, trust and belief that we are going to get somewhere. Good morning to you, Danny. Welcome to the stream. So, bottom right-hand corner, $74,000. Still the target. We need to get to that target. Yes, it's all-time high. It wasn't all-time highs when I set it. It's been there for ages. We are going to get there at some point. Bottom left-hand corner, we broke 134,000 followers over the weekend. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in and following us. If you don't follow us, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. We're here 6 days a week, 8 times a week. And today, the trading show is moving. We trade normally at 9 p.m. Central European. It's clearly too late for many of you. You simply can't get to watch it. So we're going to bring it forward 4 hours. We're going to do it at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. today will be the trading show. And Brogan is going to be getting new equipment this week. So maybe not by today, but maybe by Thursday or Wednesday this week, we'll have new equipment, new microphone. He's getting himself a professional microphone, so when he does his trading, he's going to look the part as well as sounding the part now. So that's pretty much it for the introduction. Good morning, Tariq. Good morning, Diabliski. And Peter has dry powder on the side. Absolutely. And you're going to load up on a particular coin. Good. Keep the coin to yourself, because you know what will happen. You'll mention the coin on this channel and it will blow up. Now, let's get on with the charts before we get into the X-Files. What are we coming in? Market cap hasn't really changed for a while. 2.56 trillion. Volume, surprisingly, is up incredibly for a Monday morning. Doesn't normally happen. Bitcoin dominance ETH dominance combined haven't really changed. It's still about 70% of the market. Bitcoin, we had a word with Bitcoin before the show and we said, listen, we've got nothing to talk about. Can you move just a little bit? Just give us some hopium for a Monday morning. Coming in at just over 69,000. Ethereum, $3,800. BNB is having a bit of a rip. Don't know why, by the way. I don't know why BNB has started to pump, but BNB is up 5%, which is a bit of a move for a top 10 coin. So BNB is up, Solana coming in at 165. Gainers then over the last 24 hours. Floki, Casper, Notcoin, not a fan. Not a fan of Notcoin. It's a gaming token. I think it's a race to zero. I don't see the value in holding Notcoin. I'm going to be honest, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but at least I'm honest. Dog with Hat is up, BNB, as we've just mentioned, and Ondo. I managed to get into Ondo over the weekend. I bought my very first bag of Ondo. Not a lot. I think I got 25 tokens, if that, not a lot, but I got a fair old bit. And losers, again, nothing really down. These are the sideways movements. The charts don't really move. You get the odd move up, the odd move down. Everything moves 3 or 4% when we have chop. Nothing's really happening. It's very calm at the minute, so nothing to report from there. So let's get on with some X-Files. Now, I do believe Mondays tend to be the worst day of the week to do these streams because there's no news. So I do tend to start the stream with a little bit of nature, just to get you in the mood. Now, I said trust. That's the theme. Trust the process. This is Sebastian Stutner. He broke the world record surfing a 115-foot wave. Now, do you believe he would have attempted this without the trust and belief in himself? Absolutely not. There we go. He broke the world record. Look at the size of that wave. That is, if there's any inspiration, holding crypto isn't a patch on surfing a 115-foot wave. Because believe it or not, that's not the safest thing in the world to do. So there we go. Something nice to start the show with today. It's not an elephant. It's not a cow sliding down a water chute. It's just a man surfing a big wave. If you think Ondo is good, check out Mantra and see why it's just as big or equal to Mantra. Mantra, lots of people, lots of buzz about Mantra. Mantra's a good coin. Now, Plan B. Love Plan B. Love his energy, and his chart is second to none. He's nailed Bitcoin pretty much now for about 6 or 7 years. Bitcoin will never go below $64,000 again. Now, I said, I think it was last Friday or maybe even last Thursday, I said that there have been periods on this show where I have said, is this the last time we go below $40,000? Is this the last time we go below $60,000? Good morning, Fran. Now, the rule of thumb with Bitcoin is when we retrace from our all-time high, maybe in November next year, when we retrace from whatever that price may be, 180, 200, 150,000, whatever the price is, when we retrace, history has shown us that we retrace to the previous all-time high. Now, that would mean that wherever we go, we will come back to $68,000, $69,000. So Plan B probably isn't too far off from his estimation of never seeing $64,000 again. At some point, this is going to be right. When we break $70,000, $75,000, $80,000, he's probably going to be right. Because when you look at these retracements that we get, a 20% retracement from 80,000 is 64. If we go to 85, then we're not going to see 64 again. So I don't know. Bullish Bull says we're going to go to $500,000 in this bull run. If we go to $500,000 in this bull run, I will make you a promise, and that is I will keep streaming. I have seen, and I find this to be not immoral, that's probably a bit strong. I think it's bad form. I've seen lots of streamers saying that if Bitcoin goes to X, Y, or Z, they will stop streaming. Now, personally, I think that's wrong. You've got a community of people who tune in every day to talk to you about crypto, that you talk to, you deal with, whatever else it might be. And you can't just, at the drop of a hat, quit. and decide, well, I've made enough money and I'm going to walk away. Because that tells me one thing. It tells me that you've only been doing this for the money. You haven't been doing this to help other people out. There are people watching this show, there are people watching their shows that this is the only connection they have to crypto, because nobody in their life, nobody in their area knows anything about crypto. So this is their only connection to the crypto world. So to turn around and say, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, I'm not going to stream anymore, that just disconnects that individual from their community. I think that's a terrible thing to say. And we, of course, will keep streaming whatever happens. ETH, we simply wait for higher prices. We're going to get into the charts, but I said a few weeks ago, ETH has come away so far from its bull market support band. It shot up so quickly that it now needs to pause. I said it was like charging at the gates of Mordor. You charge in, you turn around, and the army is 200 yards behind you. You need to hang on for the army to catch up. And that's what Ethereum needs to do. We can't go up in a straight line. It doesn't work that way. But that looks an awful lot like a bullish flag. So Ethereum could take another leg up very soon if we get bullish news this week. And then finally, the last X-File before we carry on. What time is it? 11:11. Not doing too badly for the show. Peter has said, all I know is after the bull run, and if I make good profits at the end of the bull run, I will put 70% into Bitcoin and the rest for my tax. Yes, I mean, there are people who make videos that give you absolute minutiae strategies of what to do. And at the all-time high, what you technically should do is you should sell everything to stable coins. Then wait, I believe it's 12 months, 9 to 12 months after the all-time high to then buy into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is likely to retrace. But buying Bitcoin at all-time highs of everything else, that is also a perfectly good strategy. Now then, this isn't technically crypto related, but it is in a kind of way. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do art and writing. I do not want AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. I mean, it's got nothing to do with crypto, but I get the sentiment. And it's absolutely accurate. You want AI to replace the jobs in society, which are the mundane, downbeaten jobs. That's what you want. What chance Solana goes over $2,000 in the next 5 years? That's a really good question. What I like to do is give you certain things which have to be in place for Solana to hit a target like that. Number one, it needs its own ETF. So if Solana has its own ETF, the price will probably inflate by about, let's say, 50 to 100%. If you look at Bitcoin, where should we be now in Bitcoin? Should we be at 50,000, 55,000 at this stage of the bull run? Probably. Where are we? Nearly 70,000, so we're up 25% on where we should be. Ethereum, where should Ethereum be? Probably 2,500 to 3,000. Where are we? Nearly 4,000. It's been inflated on the news of the ETF. Solana comes along. Let's say Solana's at $200 now. It could easily go to $500 or $600. We showed you on Saturday what the investors believe the Solana price should be, which I think was around $460. So if they're buying at $460, they're not buying it to break even. They're buying it knowing there's going to be a profit. Now, if you're buying at $460 and you go to 1,000, you've made a good 100% profit there. So I think we've got a 95 to 100% chance of us hitting $1,000 by November next year. If in March or April next year we get a Solana or an XRP ETF or a combination of the two, I think Solana could rip above $1,500. But again, you have to look at the market caps, and that's what the problem really is. Because if you've got the money piling into Bitcoin, the money piling into Solana, and the money piling into Ethereum, the Solana isn't going to get as much of the pie as, say, Ethereum and Bitcoin is going to be. So it might not rip as much. But I think we're nailed on for $1,000. I think we've got maybe a 50 or 60% chance of a $1,500 Solana at the end of the bull run, $2,000 would be a blow off top, and I don't think we'd sustain that price. Next bull run, which is 2029, end of that bull run, will be in excess of $2,000, absolutely. And I think there's nothing to stop us from doing that. Now, let's go on. We've got a couple of bits of news about Bitcoin. Remember, Mondays, it's a tough show on a Monday. I'm going to be honest. I've watched a couple of people that have streamed already today, and they've just decided to pick a topic and talk about it for an hour. You know, we've got people talking about meme coins. We've got people talking about different subjects, the elections and things like that. There isn't a lot to talk about on a Monday, so it's hard to piece together a show. It takes longer on a Sunday night than any other night of the week. But we have got the main coins covered in today's show. Now, the Bitcoin bull flag joins MACD to tease new Bitcoin price all-time high next. Now, we do have two Bitcoin articles that kind of are connected, and I wanted to give you two different sides of the same coin. So Bitcoin trainers remain bullish over a Bitcoin price breakout despite the consolidation. Remember, we've had February, March, April, May. We've had 3 or 4 months now of sideways, pretty much down a little bit, found support and up again. We haven't really moved, and we're at the start of the bull run. We could have retraced more, but we didn't. I think we've held prices, which is bullish. We held 60,000. A lot of you out there were saying that we were going to go to 52, 54,000, and I had lines on the chart showing you that maybe 57 was the bottom. We never got anywhere near them. So Bitcoin could be preparing to repeat its ascent to all-time highs from March. In a post on X, popular trader Alan Tardigrade, aren't the tardigrades those little things that float around in space, drew a key comparison to Bitcoin price action now, and in mid-February, Bitcoin needed less than a month to hit new all-time highs set early this year. Now the same setup is in the process of executing with clear implications. Coincidence or price action? Tardigrade queried while presenting the phenomenon. Bull flag and MACD bullish cross at the same time after a breakout to the bull flag. We will go higher. There we go. That is a great chart to summarize where I think we are. And I will go through the chart in a second. Yeah, I can't understand. Another good comment here. I can't understand people on YouTube saying Pepe and Flocky or Bonk will 1000x. They won't. They won't. And it's dangerous for people to do that. And what I'm going to go through, the reason I'm going through the channel update of the show is I like to be fully transparent with everybody. The one thing I will never do is give a ridiculous price target. I'm never going to do that, no matter what I look at. If I look at a coin that I think has potential, the most I'm ever going to expect it to hit is $1 billion market cap. When you talk about a Floki, or when you talk about Pepe as meme coins, running off to $500 billion market caps, it's nonsense. And it's never going to happen. But we will have a little look at that in a bit. So there's the bull flag. When you saw what happened after the first one. Second one, are we winding up for that? We are, in my opinion. I've got two kind of bull flags to show you. One for Bitcoin and one for Ethereum, which I'm going to get onto in a minute. At the same time, Bitcoin is consolidating within a bull flag, and last time it happened, we ripped. So the other thing is, and this is a great analogy that I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through this analogy when we've got onto the price. There's somebody in chat asking for money. They're always asking for money. Unfortunately, actually, you know what? I can do that. There we go. Okay, so that person has been removed from chat. They keep asking for money. So in late December, data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView confirms a trip back into red territory preceding turbulence around the debut. We know all about that, but we know where we are now. So let's move on to the chart. How are you still able to comment when I blocked you? Anyway, let's go on to the chart. Now, I'll show you where we are. We need to zoom in just a tad. Okay. We have just broken out of this range. Now, depending on where we draw, we could look at one of two price targets for Bitcoin. Hang on a second. There we go. We can look miraculously at 71.5, which is where we've suggested, or we could go even further down and look at breaking up there. They are the two possible targets: 71.4 or 71.5, which was already on the screen, or 75, which would be new all-time highs, depending on where we draw the line. Now that is really badly drawn. Crikey, my art teacher would not be happy with that. So maybe we draw it like that. Now, what is important is we need to break 69,000 and hold it. You can't see, you can now, I hope. We are at 68.9. We didn't hold 69,000. I cannot tell you how important it is to hold 69,000, and we didn't. We haven't again. We've fallen down. If we get rejected off 69,000, we're going to come back to 67.5, or maybe 67 this time. We're going to come all the way back down. We can't break it. If we zoom in just a little bit further and show you, let's get the price off the screen now. We don't need that anymore. So look at where we are. Rejected. Rejected. We didn't hold it. That's the last time we held it, over there, over a week ago, a week and a half ago. We are not breaking 69,000. It is not happening, and we need to. And what we want to see is we want to break 69. The line on here is 69.4. You get the point, right? We want to see this. We want resistance to turn into support. Resistance is 69. We can break it and we can stay around here and we can do this. There doesn't appear to be confidence in the market, and I don't know why, but we have struggled at this line, and this line I've drawn here is 69.4. I mean, we could draw it down a little bit further. 69.3, you get the idea. We can't break it. If we break it, we will have taken ourselves out of this huge downward price action and moving up. Now, what I was saying before was, the good analogy is, when Bitcoin goes quiet, when you're in the forest and you can hear wolves howling, they're not hunting. That's a good sign. When the wolves go quiet, they're on the hunt, and you are likely to be the prey. Bitcoin has gone quiet. So what we are likely to see at some point today is, it's a Monday as well. We can have a fake out Monday. We could do this today. We could rip to the upside in 3 or 4 hours time, take out all the shorts. Then they rip us to the downside, take out all the longs. They do it. I mean, that's a Monday right there. Monday. Huge rip up. Hang on a second. Wait till we get to Monday. There we go. Hang on. Where was the last Monday? There we go. Monday again. What did we do on that Monday? We ripped to the upside. What did we do? We came straight back down. So we've gone up and down on a Monday, up and down on a Monday. What are we likely to see today? I think we're going to go up and down. I think we're going to go up to the upside and come down. And what we want to hope for is that we want that bounce there on Bitcoin. That's what we want to see. Now, on a more bullish note, because again, if we don't hold 69, we're going to be here for another week. The poll of the day, by the way, is, are we going to test $70,000 today? And the answer is 92% of you said yes, 8% have said no. I think we're going to test 70,000 today. I think. And if we don't, we don't. But I think we're going to have a good run at it. So Trader, that called the 2021 crypto collapse, unveils the potential max target for the Bitcoin bull market top. So where is the top of Bitcoin going to be in this cycle? Now, you will know, if you've watched me for a while, it's normally 4 times the price of Bitcoin at the halving event. We were slightly inflated. I think we were at let's say 60,000. So my top is 240,000, give or take 10%. Now, I believe this target is from Dave the Wave. Now, I know Dave the Wave is probably from Burnley. He probably likes to eat a pie for breakfast, and he's probably got a moustache. So now you've got that image of Dave in your head, eating a pie and talking about Bitcoin prices. He's given us his target for Bitcoin. According to the trader, he believes that we will go to roughly $205,000. The Bitcoin price has always been relatively close to previous highs at the time of halvings. He predicts a 3x from here. So 3x from here, 205,000. I've said probably 240,000 is the max. So we're not a million miles away from each other. 10 or 15% difference. He suggests a 3x from here. Also, why you might want to consider trading the extra volatility in order to take some profits while continuing to sit on Bitcoin for the longer term. Again, what a lot of people do is they will wait for Bitcoin to hit all-time highs or as close to all-time highs. When they dollar cost average out, they will go into altcoins. They'll go into Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. Why did Cardano rip so long after the Bitcoin all-time high? Because the profits from Bitcoin went into Cardano, ripped the price up, and away we went. So don't fade Cardano, because that's one of the coins that will rip, or it has ripped in the past. In the shorter term, Dave the Wave says that Bitcoin is currently approaching an ascending diagonal level that has in the past acted as strong support. The Bitcoin price is closing in yet again on what has acted as strong support. There we go. So Dave the Wave has predicted 200,000. History can't be a reflection of the future. It can't be, but it can rhyme. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And that has been the case with Bitcoin. Remember, we went through Fibonacci on Friday. We self-fulfill patterns. We look at here's a perfect example. So the stock market, the 6 months prior to the election, June, July, August, September, October, November. In election years, the markets always rip to the upside. In election years, that's every 4 years. Irrespective of the performance of those companies, irrespective of everything going on in the world, they always go up. The Santa rally, markets normally go up by about 1% between the start and end of December. Bitcoin is on a 4-year cycle. The price goes up, not exponentially, but the price goes up every 4 years. Normally November, 18 months after the halving, it goes up. So we've already got the existing patterns. It's the prices that we can't absolutely predict. And I think that's the key. It's you can learn from history. Goethe said, if we don't learn from history, then we will never be able to change our future, or something like that. And it's true. We don't have to follow history, but we have to remember history as the halving, the elections. You know, even if you go as far back and you look at conflict, you know, there's conflicts that happen on cyclical events and things like that. Now, we are going to look at the next bit, which is to do with Ethereum. I'm going to tell you why I don't think Vitalik is going to be in place. And I've said it a couple of times, but I'm just going to keep reiterating it, because I still don't see him being the head of Ethereum in 2 or 3 years' time. And I'm not saying they're going to throw him in jail, but keep an eye on it. So Vitalik, the co-founder, has been described as giantly essential by fellow Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin, reflecting a sentiment held by many consultants within the House, talking solely to Cointelegraph managing editor Gareth Jenkinson. Lubin defined that though buttering travelled to unique dimension, the ecosystem could be simply fantastic. Prior to now, folks have reported that Vitalik says he makes use of secure wallets to safeguard a whole lot of funds. We don't need to know about that. This doesn't read properly. Vitalik is someone that is pushing for the content material heart agenda, and he'll discuss challenges that he sees alongside the way in which what is this been written by Yoda? He added the core, which doesn't have code, is simply managed via a personal key. However, blah blah blah. We don't need to know about this. So the key here is he believes that Vitalik is needed and is a key component of Ethereum. And yes, I agree. He is as important to Ethereum as Charles Hoskinson is to Cardano, as Anatoly Yakovenko is to Solana. But it's happened in the past. Charlie Lee was the de facto leader of Litecoin, and he stepped down. You look at Justin Sun and Tron. He's no longer really in charge. He is, but he isn't. Vitalik isn't going to be in charge of Ethereum moving forward. And that, for me, is the key. Why? Because he is not the kind of person that the powerhouses want in charge of Ethereum. He will be made to step aside. It will be made to look like it's his decision. And he will become the head of research, head of development, whatever you want to call it. But he will no longer be the head of Ethereum because they don't want him to be the head of Ethereum. They want a money man in a suit to be in charge of Ethereum. BlackRock, especially BlackRock, are basing their tokenization of real-world assets on Ethereum. Would you put your faith into Ethereum when you've got a man who dresses as Pikachu and dances on a stage? Do you want him to lead up the most important development of the next 10 or 15 years for BlackRock? Absolutely not. So you are going to put your own people in place in Ethereum. And mark my words, it's not a conspiracy theory. I've not heard any rumors about this, but I'm telling you now, Vitalik is not going to be the top man. Now, ask yourself a question. Why is there an article written about Vitalik being giantly important to Ethereum's future? Where does the motivation come from to write that article? You get that with the same way that coaches, football managers, it's like a vote of confidence. You know what happens after a vote of confidence. The kick to the touchline. Vitalik is vitally important, but it doesn't mean that he can't be replaced. Everybody can be replaced. Apple is still going, and we know what happened there. Microsoft is still going, and we know what happened there. All major companies, Jeff Bezos at some point, I believe, is going to step down or step aside. It's going to happen. Why has that chart disappeared? That's not the chart I've just copied and pasted. Let's try again. How weird is that? Let's try that again. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the chart. So, Ethereum, again, sitting at $3,800. One thing I haven't looked at is the Bitcoin bull market support band. But if we look at the Ethereum one, we're sitting at $3,200. Let's go to the daily and show you what I think is going to happen. And that is that we are, I think, in this kind of range. Where I'm expecting this kind of move. And that takes us, as if by magic, into this area here that I think is where we are going to end up. I don't know where or what time frame I drew that circle on. So we're going to be going up towards $4,600 on Ethereum if everything plays out. Remember, The S1s were submitted last week. I believe the Ethereum ETF will go live on the 4th of July. That is 31 days from now. I think this week we're going to get the announcement that they've been approved. I think we might get another set of forms to be submitted maybe by the end of the week, but 4th of July for me is when we're going to go. Now, the second any of that news comes out, 4,000 is gone. We might be at 4,500, 4,004, 4,500 takes up to here. It's going to happen. This is a when, not if now, and we're going to be at all-time highs on Ethereum. This is going to bring everything with it. It's going to bring Solana with it. It's going to bring Bitcoin with it. I mentioned Solana because what is the next ETF going to be? It's going to be Solana. Bitcoin, store of value. Ethereum is the traditional finance blockchain of choice. What is Solana? Solana is the meme coin, the gaming chain, the retail chain of choice. Solana is next. What will that do to the price of Solana? We're going to be at 300. They happen one at a time. They're not going to go after the Solana ETF until they've got the Ethereum one. They've nearly got the Ethereum one. We are almost there. Almost there. We just have to hang on another few months and we will see Solana rip. And then you'll get the speculation about the next one after Solana. Maybe XRP, Cardano will rip. Maybe Litecoin will rip. It's all a game, and it's being led by, or it's being front run by, hedge funds and investors that can see past this week, see past next week. It's all about being patient and trusting the process. That's what we have to do. If we were in a situation where everybody in the world had crypto, where all of the stock markets were tokenized, where, you know, DHL or I'm trying to think of some other examples, your taxi firms like Uber, if we had full adoption, if we didn't have the market cycles, we wouldn't be as massively bullish as we are now. And the reason is that we're going through expansion, and contraction does come after expansion, yes. That fits in very well with the cycles that we've already seen. We've had a terrible bear market. Don't forget where we came from, $16,000. It was rough. Now we're at almost $70,000. We're part way through the bull run. We're going to hit all-time highs very soon, and then we'll retrace. And in 4 years' time, we'll do the entire thing all over again. But more and more people are coming into crypto, and more business and money is coming into crypto. Because more money is coming in, this is what's causing the expansion. And the more people that are in a project, the less coins there are to go around. If there are only 19 million Bitcoin, that's 19 million whole coiners out of a population of 6-8 billion. So there aren't enough Bitcoin to go around, we know that. Ethereum is going to be gobbled up by the ETFs, so there won't be enough Ethereum to go around. That's where we need to get to. When we're at full expansion and full adoption, then we can reassess where we think the prices of some of these coins will go, because then it won't be about potential, it will be about numbers. How much money does the Ethereum blockchain make? How much money does Solana make? How much money is the tokenization of assets going to be worth to BlackRock, to Fidelity, to stock markets? That's the next thing. Now, I'm going to temper what I've just said by pointing out articles like this. And again, they are dangerous. If I bring up very quickly, the market cap of XRP is currently 28 billion. So we're talking about a 100x, which again gives us a $52 XRP, which again, don't believe this. This is not going to happen anytime soon. Okay? This coulda, woulda, shoulda also needs to have might thrown into the equation as well. So Bitcoin is at 1.4 trillion today. It's now, this article is suggesting that we're going to hit 3 trillion on XRP alone. They're saying that real world assets could grow to a 10 trillion market cap by 2030. Is that true? I think absolutely it's true. In terms of the tokenization of assets, you've got to remember that's not $10 trillion of new money. That's $10 trillion of money that's been moved from off Web3 into Web3. So you will, it's like books. Books have been digitized. They're still the same books, but they're now a digital version. Music used to be on a record player or a cassette or a 12-inch. It's now on Spotify. It's not new music. It's the same music, just digitized. Real world assets are the same real world assets. They've just been digitized. Now the move is going to help the market grow. That's the key. The market will grow because of the access to it. So at the minute, if you wanted to invest in London office space, you'd have to have probably $500,000 in the bank, and you'd have to find a wealth manager that can be part of those deals. What will happen in 4 or 5 years' time is you'll be able to go to Ondo, for example, and buy $50 worth of BlackRock's London real estate tokens. That's the difference. So they're opening up what were traditionally elite markets. They're opening it up to retail. Why? Because the friction has been removed. What's the friction? The friction is you going to your personal finance advisor and asking them to do it. They're taking their cut. They go to the broker who takes their cut. Then the transaction is made. You've lost maybe 10% of your transaction. Plus, they're not going to do it for $100. It's not worth their time or effort. So you're suddenly looking at having to put in $100,000 to do that transaction. So there's barriers and there's friction involved. And what moving everything online does is it removes all that friction. If I was a personal wealth advisor today, I would be very seriously considering packing my business in and setting up a business looking at real world assets and how I could be a conduit for that. Because their days are numbered. Personal wealth advisors' days are numbered, because BlackRock knows that it can take money directly from you, and that means more profit for them, but also smaller people can get smaller pieces of the pie, so the pie will just get exponentially bigger. So why not load up on RWA coins and hold for 5 years? Buying RWA coins is a perfectly sound strategy. So is buying AI coins. Look at expanding markets. That's what you want to focus on. AI is an expanding market. RWA is an expanding market. Crypto as a whole is an expanding market. If we're saying, or I'm saying, that we're going to go from a $2.5 trillion asset class to a $10 trillion asset class, that's a 4x. But AI will outperform. Real world assets will outperform. I've covered real world assets plenty of times. I've brought up the charts. You want to be holding ICP. You want to be holding Chainlink. You want to be holding the new ASI token, which is coming out on June the 13th, June the 14th. That's the combination of Fetch, Singularity, and Ocean. You want to be holding those coins because they, as well as other coins, NEAR, for example, or IMX, if you're looking at the gaming side, you've got an expanding market, but within that expanding market, you have bigger bubbles. Gaming, when gaming is cracked by crypto, it's going to explode. $3 trillion market. RWAs are coming 5 years' time, $10-15 trillion market. Bitcoin, potentially $5 or $10 trillion asset on its own. Ethereum, $1 or $2 trillion assets. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you don't run off and spread yourself too thin. Tolkien once said, that you are butter spread too thinly over toast. And that's what can happen in crypto. You can end up with 100 tokens. I said this on Friday. You can end up with 100 tokens if you haven't got the time to spend keeping an eye on those 100 tokens. You need to consider either specializing in AI, RWA, meme coins, layer ones, DeFi tokens, whatever else it might be. Specialize in a coin or hold one or two coins in each market that you think are going to be a success. So hold ASI as your AI coin, or NEAR as your AI coin, or Render as your AI coin. Hold that. Then, if you want to go into meme coins, hold Pepe, hold Bonk, hold Dog with Hat. Go into that and have that one coin. Then hold your major layer ones, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, hold them. And you'll see that you will have maybe 12 coins. Now, for me, that's a good bag. That's a good bag. It's a good portfolio to own. But the problem is that you go off and buy 6 RWA tokens, 6 AI tokens, 6 meme coins, and suddenly you've got 50 tokens. And then you're busy at work. You don't see what's happened. You're 2 weeks down the line and some of your coins have been hacked, or there's been a problem and you've missed it. And that's why you have to pick the right horses. So that's the issue, really. You've got to keep an eye on them. And again, lower cap coins will do better than bigger coins, but in terms of multiples, yes, of course they will. Mantra will do exceptionally well. Ondo will do exceptionally well. Ondo only has a $1.3 billion market cap. It's a very small market cap. It might go to 20 or 30 billion in the bull run. We don't know, but it has a chance to grow. The issue is, the smaller the market cap, the higher the risk. And the higher the risk, the more chance you have of something going horribly wrong. That's the issue. So, XRP, I've gone off on a tangent again. XRP to a $3 trillion market cap is not going to happen. Okay? I'm going to be honest. The analyst suggests that if XRP breaches the upper boundary of this channel, the market cap could surge to 200 billion. So he's talking about let's call it an 8x from here. So that would put it at $4. And believe it or not, that's probably mid-range of where I think XRP could go. $4 to $5 to $6 to $7, something around that. Despite this optimistic indicators, there is significant skepticism about a $3 trillion market cap. Again, people will not go through articles and they will read the headlines and they will just go and buy XRP. And that is what infuriates me about articles with these headlines. They are dangerous. And it's all well and good going after Iggy Azalea, or that one with the big bottom, what's she called? Kardashian woman. It's all well going after them for promoting ETH Max or whatever. But these articles are just as dangerous, because you read that and you think $3 trillion market cap, that's a $50 XRP. It's currently trading at 50 cents. So I will make 100x my money. If I put $1,000 in, I'm going to get $100,000 out. And that's what's dangerous, because it's not going to happen. I don't care what anybody says, it's not going to happen. Anybody can come on here and say it's going to go to a $10 trillion market cap and give you all the reasons in the world why it's going to happen, and it isn't. And you need to understand that if that price is so much further away from where it is now, if it's a small cap, it can happen. So if you find a $20 million meme coin, can it go to a $2 billion meme coin? Yes, of course it can, if it catches the right number of people investing in it. Bonk has done it. Dog with Hat has done it. They can happen. Well, that's a 100x from 20 to 2 billion. What these articles are talking about is taking an asset from 28 billion to 3 trillion. It's not going to happen. The mathematics don't fit. It's not going to... I just want people to understand that they cannot look at the price when they look at an asset. You will see people, I see them all the time, telling you that Pepe can get to $1. They're lying to you, because that is, I can't do the math, is that a 10,000x? So that would give Pepe, what? I can't even work it out. Is that a 60 or a $600 trillion market cap? Don't listen to them. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. As a rule of thumb, anything over $1 trillion has the capability to 10x. As a rule of thumb, not accurate. It's just, the number, it's just not going to happen. Anyway, as an example, could Litecoin go to 60 billion? Yes. Can XRP go to 280 billion? Absolutely. Of course it can, because of what it can do. Can it go to 3 trillion, which is a 100x? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That would make it twice the market cap of Bitcoin. It's ridiculous. And I saw them in the last bull run, and I'm seeing them again now. And I'm not going to stop making these articles and videos about, sorry, I'm not going to stop reading these articles and making the videos calling people out, because it's irresponsible and it is not worth the digital paper it's printed on. In answer to your question, what substance do they have to get those targets? They don't have the substance. They don't know what they're talking about. They're making a headline to get you in to read the article so you can see the 7 or 8 adverts that are on the page. If you want to buy XRP today and you think it could get to $5 or $7, I would agree with you. I think $3, worst case scenario, $5, realistic, $7, very optimistic. That's my target for XRP. And yes, it's not exciting. It's not going to keep you awake at night sweating at the thought of how much money you're going to make. But I'm not here to keep you up at night sweating. And I know that sounds wrong, and I'm going to change the subject, but you know what I'm talking about. So BNB, Arweave, XMR, and TIA are set to rally. Will Bitcoin's $70,000 breakout be the trigger? Well, we're already seeing BNB pumping. It's already up. Is it 5%? Let's have a quick look. I think it's at $613. And for Bitcoin and for BNB, that's already a pump. Yeah. So it's at $627, which I believe is that all-time high for BNB. Let me 1 second. Let me just have a look. Again, people have been talking about coins. Very few coins have reached all-time high this bull run, apart from Bitcoin. But if you go back and you look at BNB, look at where its all-time high is. I think we're above all-time high for BNB, $630. So BNB, which isn't in the news, it's never talked about, it's poo-pooed from pillar to pillar, which I've been buying since $200, which was only, okay, it's 3x'd in 6 months. Let's close that down now before the internet crashes. There we go, we're back. Okay, so BNB, I don't think Monero is going to run, but let's go through it. So again, one thing to bear in mind, Bitcoin goes on a run, everything's going to follow. The clue is whether these particular coins are going to run better than other coins. And I think that is the key here. So let's go and see what it's saying about these coins. Here we go. So BNB is at $630. It's been above moving average. We know about that. Bulls are aggressively defending the level. Absolutely. BNB did something very recently, or sorry, something happened very recently. Gary Network, yes, disclosure crypto. Gary Network is a good project, but it needs to stop being so focused on India. That's the key. So BNB changed and introduced a lock, a 13 and 60, 90 and 120 day lock. That has locked up a lot of Bitcoin, BNB, and that I think has caused this price movement. That's why it's happened, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. If you look at Cardano, if you look at Solana, if you look at Ethereum, they offer this staking solution where you can stake it indefinitely and get your 2 or 3% return. BNB doesn't have that. BNB's introduced a 3-month and a 4-month and a 2-month lock. That's obviously going to increase the price because the supply is falling. So BNB, long-term and bullish. I don't believe, however, that BNB is going to get to more than $2,000 in this bull run, but we shall have to wait and see. So BNB is a solid coin. It's at all-time highs though, and I'm always wary of recommending coins at that price. Arweave has come back off its 50-day moving average. Arweave is a good coin. Again, it's at all-time highs or nearly all-time highs. I think getting Arweave, I don't think it's going to get towards $72. I think it will have a move up. I think you're looking at 20% from where we are now. So that isn't a bad coin to pick. So I agree with the first two. First two are good. Not unrealistic price targets. Monero, I've got a massive issue with. Monero is a privacy coin. Privacy coins, their days are numbered on centralized exchanges. I don't care what anybody says. I've made a Monero video 3 months ago. It got delisted on some of the biggest exchanges in the world. It's not going to last. And when it loses liquidity, the price will also lose its value. You cannot tell me that Monero is going to go up from where we are now without centralized listings. It's not going to happen. So for me, Monero is never a coin I am going to recommend because centralized governments don't like privacy coins. And I can, in terms of money laundering, I completely agree with central governments. Why should you have anonymous transactions? If we want crypto to be part of mainstream finance, you can't have. It's like walking around with bags of invisible cash that are untraceable. You can't do that. And I understand the call for it's my money, I can do what I want with it. Yeah, I know, but so can criminals, and that's why we need to not look at privacy coins. They're never going to last. I don't see it happening for Monero. And was the one more Celestia again? I think Celestia is a good price to buy. And I think $12 for Celestia isn't a bad price. I wasn't super bullish when it was at $20 and $18, but I am bullish when it's down at these levels. I think it's a good coin. Long term, I don't know what the prospects are for Celestia, but again, I think it will move up from here, and you're not going to hold this for a long time. Yes, also, good point, Peter. Please smash the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. Right, so an update on the $70,000 Bitcoin today, yes or no? 86% say yes, 14% say no. Now, before anybody says anything, I have no idea what Hamster Combat is. I have not. It's not a sponsored element of the show. And I haven't read anything about it because I want this to be just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. So Hamster Combat is a Telegram crypto game and airdrop. Interesting. Just like Notcoin. I know. Is there a video on this? No, it's an advert. Okay. So the Hamster Combat team recently announced they will be conducting an airdrop on the open network, rewarding players for racking up in-game coins by eventually dropping them real, tradable crypto. Now, ask yourself a question. Where does all of this free money come from? Do I walk down my local high street giving people money and saying, don't worry, this is going to be worth something soon, hold on to it? Is that going to happen? No. So are they going to magic money out of thin air? Who knows? Notcoin is certainly one that I think is going to see its backside and fall. I don't see Notcoin being a success in the future, and I will die on that hill, because for me, Notcoin is a, what's the word? It's a overhyped coin. Also on an overhyped chain. So similar to Notcoin, Hamster Combat has players tapping away to earn coins in a Telegram native application or Mint app, which means to play the game, you must open a chat in Telegram. The game developers claim they've amassed 60 million users, all eagerly tapping away in games in order to earn coins that will presumably be used to determine how many tokens players receive. So is this Hamster Combat? Should we go and have a look? Yeah, I know. Somebody's just typed WTF. I don't know what it is. I've put it at the end of the show simply because it's called Hamster Combat. Now, is it going to be hamsters that have got laser eyes on the back? Or lasers at the back? There we go. Oh my days. So is this the video? I'm not going to play the sound. So it's got a hamster announcing the news. Hey hamsters, get ready for today's news. In May 2024, Bitcoin increased by 11%, Ethereum. What an absolute joke. So, yeah, again, I don't know anything about the coin, but it is going to be, I imagine, one of these hyped up coins. I'm not going to go into it too much. Go and read about it yourself. But it's got 60 million users. That's nothing to be sniffed at. The core concept is similar to Notcoin. You basically tap away. But the question is, how does a free token hold its value? I don't think it does. So I'm not going to say go and buy Hamster Combat tokens because I think they go to zero. Notcoin, I gave a price target of 2 to 3 cents and 1 cent at launch. I think we're at 2 cents today. I think it's going to go to zero. It's a little bit like Pokemon. Pokemon came out, it was a massive success for maybe a year. Then 95% of people all stopped playing Pokemon, the mobile phone game that is. They stopped playing it, and now you've got the diehards that still play it, but the majority of people haven't played it in years. I think things like this are a fad. I think they're a way for you to lose your money. If you get these tokens for free and you sell them, fair play. Go and play Notcoin. Go and play Hamster Combat. Earn the tokens, but don't hold them thinking they're going to be worth more. Sell them as soon as you can, because gaming tokens like this are a race to zero. So if you do want to go and play the game, earn some tokens and make yourself some crypto, by all means go and do it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't attempt it. I'm saying that buying this token, expecting it to go up in value, is just a fool's errand. It's not going to happen. And I don't know why Ton is doing so well. I really, really don't like the project. I think there's something about the token. There's something about the price of the token. There's something about the market cap that doesn't sit well with me. And I don't think it's a top 10 token. I think Chainlink, I think Avalanche, I think Polkadot, I think Tron, I think Near, I think Polygon are all better projects. I think this is a hype. And it may well go and do a Solana in this bull run. And maybe it gets to a $50 or $60 billion market cap, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't like it. And I'm going to be honest with you. And that's it. Peter has asked if I can look at Mantra. I will have a look at it. Now, I am going to get on. This is the last part of the show, so I'm going to very quickly mention what the changes are going to be. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. So I made a video about Crow with Knife, which is a meme coin that you can buy on the exchange that you're on now. And last month, it generated me about $100 in revenue from that one video. I made several real-world project videos, real projects, real teams, real energy, real value behind those tokens. And between them, I probably made about $40 of revenue from those 4 videos. Now, the issue is that we are an independent channel, as in we are not sponsored. We are not paid by anybody to make videos about their projects because we want to say what we want to say. We turn a lot of people away We turn a lot of projects away that we don't like, and occasionally we will do a video. But if we want to grow the channel, we cannot continue to spend 3 or 4 hours on a video that makes us $10, because it's not financially sustainable, unfinancially viable. We can't do it. So in terms of making videos, the plan is as follows. We're going to make videos that are around all the hyped tokens. If a token is hyped, i.e. it's all over X, it's all over Twitter, we're going to make a video about it. If somebody wants a project reviewing, or if there is something new out that looks really cool but hasn't got any hype around it, we will probably review it live on our daily show. Now, the reason for that is that is a 10-minute segment or a 5-minute segment, and we'll review the price action, we'll review the website, and we'll integrate it into the show. So, as an example, Mantra is going to rip. I agree with Peter on that one. And I will then decide if I'm going to make a video about Mantra or include it in the show. More than likely, I'll make a video about it, but I will include it in the show as well, maybe. So, moving forward, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to make videos about the Launchpool projects because they get us traffic and that's revenue. And I'm going to make videos about a lot of meme coins. So just to give you some examples, I'm going to do a video about Bearcoin, KeyCat, Brett, probably Normilio, probably Mew. I'm going to make videos about coins that are going to get us traffic. And that's the issue, is we can't grow as a channel unless we focus on generating revenue. That's the key. And if we were sponsored by somebody, we would then be beholden to their ideas. So that's problem number 1. So we still don't want to do that. So the only fine balance we can do is to make videos about hyped projects. And that means that we will probably have to abandon, for now, we'll probably have to abandon real projects. If you look at what we did 3 months ago, we were covering the airdrops. Loads of projects were doing airdrops. We covered them all. We did, obviously, Jupiter. We did Camino. We did the voting. We did Mew. We did all that kind of stuff. And that's because it was hyped at the time. Now, we've gone back to meme coins. And if we want to grow the channel, we probably need another $500 or $600 a month to do that. And the only way we're going to get that money is to make videos about meme coins. So it's a means to an end to get us from A to B. And that is to do more sponsored videos, maybe more sponsored live streams, maybe more meme coins on the channel, but it won't affect the actual news show that we do. It won't affect the trading show that Brogan does, even though he's brought it forward to 5 o'clock. That's because we want more people to watch it. And we can't get more people to watch it if they're in bed. So we have to make some changes, because although we are making money, it's nowhere near enough to stay neutral. And believe you me, we've turned down probably $5,000 worth of business this year alone. And we can't keep doing that. Otherwise, we're never going to get anywhere. So if you start to see more and more meme coin videos on our channel, understand we're doing it because we need that revenue to buy better cameras, better equipment, just general things like that. So moving forward, that's what we're going to change a little bit. We're still going to stay as neutral as we can. If somebody comes in and says we're going to give you $1,000 a month to sponsor your channel, we're not going to turn that down. But I'm being honest with you about that. What we won't do is we won't associate ourselves with any kind of scammers or anything like that. We're never going to do that. But we do have to, at some point, get to the point where we're making more than we're making. And that's kind of come to a head over the last couple of weeks, where we do need to get maybe $1,000 in camera equipment, because the cameras we've got are good, but they're not great. We've just spent $250 on a new microphone, so we need to go and do that. We need better equipment for a soundboard and stuff like that. So we're not asking for tips, we're not asking for memberships or anything like that. What we're saying is that we're going to make videos that will generate the revenue for us to go and do what we need to do to take the next step up. Especially, we want Brogan to be able to go out to some of the crypto conferences and interview some of the people and stuff like that. We can't do that unless we're putting away $500 a month to put towards a travel budget and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. Don't want to bore you too much about it. Just want to let you know, if you start to see loads of meme coin videos on our channel, it's because they generate way more money than anything that we get from doing a review on an Ethereum decentralized staking platform like Lido, for example. That video wouldn't make us anything. So that's it pretty much. So in 5 hours time, Brogan will be going live with his trading show. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go off and make some of those meme videos I've just been telling you about. Again, they're not sponsored videos. We haven't been sponsored by any of the meme coin channels or meme coin projects. We just make the videos because we like them as a project. Bearcoin, which has just popped up on your screen, is going to be one of them. So, I didn't know you could do that, Peter. If you could message me and let me know how, that would be amazing. Anyway, so the final thing to say is 70,000 tests today, 87%. Let me just double check that that is legitimate. Let's make sure we have got... Yeah, 87% have said we will, and 13% have said we will know. If you could ping me a message and let me know, that would be fantastic, Peter. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. We are still holding 69,000. If we can hold it for the rest of the day, then we are going up. So until tomorrow, take care. Have a great afternoon. See you soon. Goodbye. Oh, and thank you, dear Christopher. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, everybody else.